Attention. Attention gamblers and poor people. We've got what you want.
Mike, let's get to work. I want to start in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, England for the Vikings Cleveland Browns. Mike?
Well, this should be interesting because there's the Vikings now who have spent the last couple of weeks in Europe. I wonder how this thing's going to play out, and you always wonder about the turf sometimes. What do you think?
If it's outside, I want the Cleveland Browns. I want the Cleveland Browns defense. Carson Wentz is not prepared for the onslaught the Cleveland Browns will deliver. Also, Dylan Gabriel at quarterback. Joe Flacco is grading out as the worst quarterback in the NFL. So we bring in the kid, and we have our defense. The best run defense in the entire league. They're allowing 70.3 yards per game. They're going to attack Jordan Mason, and they will get it done. I have the +4. They are no longer available. 3.5 plus 3.5 available. Take it to the bank, Mike. Browns +3.5. I do have the 4 on Sunday morning.
I do love that. What else we have going on? I feel it.
Next up, Mike, we have the New Orleans Saints. This is heaven on earth. The New York Giants, we get to sell high because they beat the Chargers. Jackson Dart is hurt. The Saints are 0-4. The Saints have become favorites. How could that possibly be, Mike? The money's coming in on the Giants. The line is moving towards the 0-4 Saints. It's because Rattler at home can do damage. This Giants defense is atrocious. The 29th ranked rush defense in the NFL, allowing 153 yards per game. The 27th ranked red zone defense, allowing touchdowns at 72.7% of the time. The 26th ranked third down defense, allowing conversions 42.3% of the time. We saw the Saints look pretty good against a very tough Buffalo Bills squad. The Saints are going to deliver the goods at home. I am not only on the Saints money line that I got at -130. I'm on the Saints double result at +180 because when I'm right, Mike, I want to get paid in full. And that's what I'm doing here, getting paid in full with the New Orleans Saints. One man's trash, Mike, is another man's treasure.
Well, I'm loving that pick. Well, I know we're crushed for time as always. We got about a minute for, I think, 2 picks.
Yes. The very best bet on the board, the Seattle Seahawks, 4:05 p.m. Eastern, 1:05 p.m. out west, 2:05 p.m. for our friends in Alberta. Yes, the Albertans get paid here, Mike, with the Seattle Seahawks. We fade the Buccaneers. Bucky Irving's hurt. He's not going to play. Mike Evans is hurt. This offensive line looks weak. They did get Tristan Wirfs back. The edge rush has looked non-existent. Hassan Reddick is in concussion protocol. They got 2 sacks from Vita Vea. He's only there to stop the run. The Seahawks off extra rest and prep, Mike. It's exactly where we want them. The Seahawks take care of business. Now, I got the -3. There are only 3.5s available now, but I have just the tonic for that, Mike, just the tonic, and that is Monday night. The Kansas City Chiefs showed everybody against the Ravens that they are ready to put it all together. Xavier Worthy completely changed the offense, gave them a real threat. Hollywood Brown has not been that threat. I do not believe in the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, I got the -3 on the Chiefs. That is no longer available. It's 3.5s. But what you can do, Mike, is parlay the Seattle Seahawks money line and the Kansas City Chiefs money line. I got that at +139. It's widely available for over +130, Mike. And I'm going to make amends for what happened last week. Not only did I give you shrewd advice on how to deal with older women, but I also gave you winners, Mike. Yeah. Winners.
For over 40 years, Calgarians have trusted DKI Calgary when disaster strikes. From fires and floods to legendary hailstorms, our all-star team delivers rapid response and proven restoration excellence to residential and commercial customers. As the premier restoration provider in Calgary and Southern Alberta, we're the partner families, businesses, insurers, and property managers count on. When the unexpected happens, trust experience. Trust DKI Calgary, restoring homes, businesses, and peace of mind for more than 4 decades.
Well, here we are again, and as you know, it's Propapalooza is what we do here, and that's what I do every week. I mean, look, we've advanced so far that we can actually make these kinds of prop bets. So why not use them? And every book does, and of course, mybookie.ag has all of that. And I go to my good friend Bruce Dowbiggin, who's got something I'm sure cooking for Sunday as well. How you doing, pal?
I'm pretty good. We're going to start with the Bills, the Sunday night game. I think they only play like 3 or 4 games all season at the 1 p.m. Sunday. They've got them all over the place now that they're a premier team.
Yeah.
Sunday nights, Mondays, Thursdays, they're all over the place. So they're getting the Sunday night, and it's a division game, as you know, of course, against New England Patriots. As a Bills fan, I almost kind of hope that they will lose a game along here somewhere. Kind of a sobering up game, because they're just pulling them out of their hat, right?
Yeah.
And that's Josh doing that. And I think New England's got a chance to upset them this week. I really like Drake May and what he's become as a quarterback, and I think they're going to be able to score. I think with the Bills, the question comes down to the Bills defense and whether they're able to handle stuff. So my first pick is Austin Hooper. He's the second tight end for the Patriots, but if you notice them, they like to go too heavy with the tight ends, and it's a great number, plus 750. For a touchdown on Sunday night. So that's Austin Hooper. If you want to go Josh, you're trying to figure out something to do with Josh. 1 touchdown, the odds are terrible. 2 touchdowns for Josh, I'm going to go with that, and that's plus 350. So that's not too bad. And I was going to go Cook, but he's like 2 touchdowns is plus 200. It's nothing. It's not worth getting involved. Right?
Yeah, if I'm touching Cook, I'm usually looking at his yards, which he has done a marvelous job this year. But as you said, the problem in betting Bills, especially with, going with Josh, it's the everybody eats sort of philosophy, which means you might want to go heavy on Kincaid. You might want to go heavy on Shakir. You got to be careful, because there are some weeks where they might not even get the ball, or they get the ball in the last like 2 minutes. But it's hard to gauge, because this is what Josh does. So Josh, you think, oh, he's going to run for 40 yards every week. Maybe not. It's a little tricky. The Bills aren't they? They're, to me, it's the Lions. Just take a look at the Lions. It's a buffet of props. The Bills is more like that restaurant where you're not big on the menu and they change it too often.
And you're right about the tight end. You're right about Kincaid. We gave you Kincaid last week, and it was the last little bit of the game, and I'm sitting there going, oh my goodness. And of course, he got his bite at the end of the game, so we managed to get him in the door. We're going to go with for a long shot on the Bills game. We're going to go Jackson Hawes. He's now the 3rd tight end. They love this kid.
They do. They really do.
He's a great blocker. It's allowed them to carry 1 fewer offensive lineman in a lot of the games. And you saw in the last game, Josh is starting to trust him. He's making some great blocks, and it was almost like, hey, you know what? What time is it? Let's throw one to him and get him involved. I think because he's going to be part of the package down to the end zone, that he might be a pretty good guy to look at. And what do I got him for? Oh yeah, he's plus 600. So that's your long shot.
I love that. I love that pick.
Long shot. Yeah.
The sideline explodes when he catches one. They just love the guy. They just do.
He's a Buffalo guy. Cincinnati looks awful. I thought that Browning, having seen him as a quarterback in the past, that he was going to be able to step in there and he maybe give them 60%, 70% of what they were getting, but with Burrow. But it doesn't look good. But there is one guy that he keeps going to, and so we're going to go with, I can't believe it, we're going to go with the Cincinnati Bengal. We're going to go with T. Higgins this weekend, and he is plus 220 for a touchdown. And
it's comfort. It's a comfort level, right? That's why.
Yeah.
It's a comfort level for the quarterback.
Because this is just because I'm just feeling a little bit vindictive because I had Chase last week and he wouldn't throw to Chase.
No, I know.
I think he ended up with 4 or 5 completions or 5 completions.
Yeah.
I had 7. Come on, give me a break. Throw the ball to that guy. Anyway, in any event, we're going to go T. Higgins this week and we'll see what happens. Who do we like? Oh, also one of the highlights of last weekend was a guy who I had was Adonai Mitchell. I had him for a touchdown last week. And you remember what happened with him last week for the Colts? Yeah. Now, I'll give him credit. Most of these idiots who cross the goal line and lose the ball's going backwards. They're throwing it over their shoulders, celebrating. At least Adonai was putting it out forward when he lost it, and he lost a touchdown. I hated it. It was on a plate, and I think it was plus 400 for him to score a touchdown. I'm just going back to him this weekend again because I'm being vindictive. And I don't know whether he's even going to get much of the ball this week, but if they do decide to rehabilitate him, he's plus, what do I get? Plus 350 for him. So
I think we need a name for these. I think it needs to be Bruce Dobiggins or the Doughboys Spite bet of the week.
Yes.
Betting on spite.
We got two in spite of. We got Higgins and we got him. Another in spite of guy that I had Monday night was Ollie Gordon for Miami. He's big running back. He gets all the carries inside the 5. I had him for a touchdown. It was really big odds. I wasn't expecting anything, but big odds. I'm going to go back to him this weekend, and he is plus 275 for a touchdown for Miami. Because again, they go with A-Chain most of the time coming up the field, but I think inside the 10, you're going to see Ollie Gordon. And Miami has got to do something. They got to straighten things out and go back to fundamentals. Hill is out for the season. Oh, man, that was ugly.
That was ugly. That was very ugly.
So he's out. So I think they're going to have to go more meat and potatoes. And so if you go with him, you got plus 275. Ollie Gordon.
Well, there we go. That's a big
Kukla, Fran, and Ollie. Remember
that? A big bag of money based on spite. How can you argue with that? That's
the
awesome.
Little
Bruce,
ball of spite. Pat Verbeek was the little ball of hate. I'm the little ball of spite, or the big ball of spite.
Of the big ball. Brewster, thanks so much. I appreciate it for this week. Awesome.
See you next week.
Mike Richards! Yeah, sports talk will never be the same again.
Seriously, Jeff, stop laughing.
I mean, have you heard this guy?